What's up, everybody? I'm Rook,
And I'm Archon.
and this is another wonderful episode of our show, Raw and Nerdy. Yeah,
What
my mind
episode are we
just
on now? Are we getting close to 100?
90, 92.
92. Okay, we're getting close to 100. We're almost there.
We're almost there. Yeah. I think, let's see, 8 more weeks will put us in October. Sadly, Grand Rapids Comic Con will be in November, so we won't be
We'll
able
have
to
to
do
we'll
any
have to
con
take a
thing.
couple weeks off at some point, like a little mini vacation or something,
Take
so
a
we
mini
could do
vacation.
number 100 as the Comic-Con episode. That would be kind of cool.
That would be cool. Uh, I am still working on trying to make it where I can go there because I think that would just be cool just to hit up a con with my buddy again.
Yeah, it's been too long. Far,
Yeah,
far
what?
too long.
2 years?
Little over a year. It was
Oh yeah,
last year that I
WonderCon was
went to
last year.
WonderCon, yeah.
Hmm.
That's the only one we've been together.
I know, right? We gotta fix that.
Mhm.
So it's been a long week for both of us. Do you
Oh,
want to start?
goodness. Well, so this week we went to an all church camping trip. Me and my
Uh,
family did.
nice.
It was me and my wife, my son, and then my daughter and her boyfriend came as well. Our other two kids were at their dad's house, and they went on their own trip up to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan, and they had a blast from the sounds of it. But we had a great weekend, but it started a little rough. So we got there, we set up and everything, and I went bathroom, came back from the bathroom. The bathrooms are in this like old barn, right? And I came out, everything was cool. My daughter and her boyfriend went to go find where the bathrooms were because they didn't go with us last year, so they were kind of exploring a little, but they went to go in that door I just came out of, and both of them got nailed by yellow jackets. My daughter got it in her arm, and her boyfriend got it in the wrist.
Oof.
And then we found out that when I shut the door, I stirred them up because they in like around the edges of the door, there's like some spray foam insulation, and they had made a nest inside that spray foam insulation. And anytime anybody would go in and out of that door, it would rile them up like crazy. Well, we were very diligent to keep my son away from that, my 3-year-old, because he's never been stung before. I'm mostly allergic. Like, I don't need an EpiPen, but I get really sick and swell up really bad when I get stung. And we don't know how he would react because he's never been stung. Well, that night, we had like a big bonfire and everything, and he needed to go to the bathroom. So my wife took him to the bathroom, but they went around the back door. Um, he finished. While she was going to the bathroom, he decided to run out that specific door because he didn't realize it was the same door from inside, and he got nailed. And he got nailed twice in the back, once right behind his ear, and then the next day we found out he also got nailed 3 times in his chest.
Ow.
So he got, what, 6 stings? Because it must have got up into his shirt and just went crazy. The couple of them got in his shirt and just went crazy and just started stinging him like crazy, but he did not handle that great. Obviously, he's 3, he was screaming. We had to get, some Benadryl, and we kept an eye on him. He swelled up a little bit, but he's not allergic. We found that out. That's
That's
great.
good.
His face did swell up quite a bit from where he got stung behind the ear. It was wild. It was a wild start to our day. But then Saturday, Sunday were both super smooth. We just had tons of fun. He was fine by morning. My daughter whined and cried about her one little sting in her arm for the entire weekend. Even as we were leaving, like, she was complaining how bad her arm was itching, and it's like, "You got stung 6 times, and you got stung once, and you're the only one crying, like, come on." So, we were giving her a lot of crap about it. But, there was a lot of swimming, a lot of, like there was a ton of people there. We had about 100 people from our church there, and it was at, like, a camp, like, it wasn't just like a campsite, it was, like, an actual, like, camp where they had, like, docks set up, and they had food halls, and they had, like, cabins and stuff. It was like an actual, like, summer camp that we did this at. But there was, like, 100 of us, and we had a cornhole tournament, we had a euchre tournament. My daughter and her boyfriend actually made it to the final round of the cornhole tournament, but they lost to the defending champs who had won the year before. Um, the euchre tournament, my daughter said she'd be my partner. She's like, "Yeah, I've played euchre. I know how to play euchre. I just need a quick refresh on the rules." I sat down to give her a refresh on the rules. She's like, "I've never played this game before in my life. You're gonna have to teach me." An hour before the tournament started. So needless to say, we went out in the first round. We didn't last long, but we had a good time. I didn't really get much gaming in this week though, because I was, busy with all of that and working on that. Got some weird news at work, but that's not for on the air. But it's just something that's got me a little bit stressed out. But other than that, played a little Final Fantasy last week before we went camping. Final Fantasy 14. But all my friends decided that they were gonna just ditch out and stop playing that, so I don't even know if I'm gonna keep playing it because it's not near as fun now that there's nobody else online to talk to or anything, and if I try
Right.
and get in Discord, they're all, like, playing some Battlefield game, which I have no interest in whatsoever, so, like, it's just not as fun, so I probably will stop playing it and find something else to play. I don't know, when I got home from camping, I was just kinda relaxing a little today, and I started playing 7 Days to Die, which is actually
That's
kinda fun. I haven't really given that one a lot of try since I got it, um, but it's a little cooler than I thought it was, than I thought it would be. It's your typical, like, base building survival type game, but it's like zombies and stuff, and, like, I hear the multiplayer is really good on it, and I don't know. It looks like it could be fun. I'm kinda learning how to play. A couple of the people I work with play it, and I might join up a game with them, or if Rook ever wants to play it or something. I don't know. Do you play that game at all?
I have 40 hours in it.
Really?
Yep, I played
Maybe I'll
it not
play
long after it came out. I
maybe
haven't
I'll
played
make a
it in
game with
recent
you or
weeks.
something too. But yeah, it's pretty fun. I'm enjoying it so far. It's there's a learning curve to it, and I'm still trying to figure out how to play it, but it's a little different than all the other ones.
Yeah, just a little bit.
A little bit. Like, you have to, like, find certain manuals and stuff before you can learn how to, like, make better crafting gear and or, like, crafting mining
Yeah,
tools and things like that. I don't know. It seems like it's gonna be fun though. But yeah, that's pretty much my week.
man, it's been a interesting week, especially at the campsite. But
Yeah,
no,
those bees, man.
did they actually take care of it and getting cleared
Yeah,
out?
we the next morning, so Saturday morning, we they went over there Friday night, but the can that they had wouldn't spray very well. So the next morning our pastor was like, "Well, I'm gonna get this can to work," and he was just messing with it and got the can to spray good enough that he just, like, went up while they were dormant and just, like, doused both sides of all everywhere in there, and you could watch him just crawl out and just fall over and die, and there were probably about, I'd say, 18 or 19 corpses outside the front door, and there were about 45 on the inside.
Yeah, it
So there
sounds like they
were
got
a
all of
good
them.
yeah, there was a good 60 yellow jackets or so that are no more. And that's good because I was hoping nobody else I don't as far as I heard of, nobody else got hit except for my family, like, we were just the targets, but
Y'all are the one that made everybody aware.
there were a lot of dead bees.
So speaking of Final Fantasy, I realized the commander deck that I have for MTG, it's either I'm just having really crappy luck with my draws or the flow isn't working the way I would expect it to, or it's my lack of knowledge since I haven't played Magic the Gathering a lot since 2007. Um,
It's changed a lot, yeah.
I know. Me and my brother are taking forever in our games because we've got our phones out, going back through the rules to see what's changed during the game. A lot of the stuff they just added short terms instead of a long sentence explaining it. Uh, but I'm not sure if it's just my flow or what. But I've been playing with a Cloud Strife deck. And then I learned about dragons, and then there's a Baldur's Gate one, and then I'm going back and I'm gonna try building a dragon deck and all that.
Or
So,
you can build it, especially if you get the Ur Dragon. If you get the Ur Dragon,
hmm
it's kind of expensive, but you can make a sick deck around him. I've seen
oh yeah,
some.
I've seen
Some
some. I want to try building around him, but it's going to take time because he's a $40 card alone.
Yeah, there's a couple decks that I really want to make, but they're based around like a card that's like $40, and I'm like, I don't know if I really want to spend that much. I did get my Thrumming Hive pool that I was looking for though for my Sliver deck,
Nice.
and I also, just for good measure, picked up a Coat of Arms, which Coat of Arms is very similar to one of the slivers I have, but it
hmm
would actually double the effect of that sliver. But
Hmm.
it's all creatures get +1/+1 for all other creatures that share the same creature type on the battlefield.
Okay.
So it's like every sliver that's out there gives every other sliver +1/+1. But I also have a card called Sliver Legion that does that too. So every one of them would get +2/+2 for each other one. And yeah, that would get nasty real fast.
See, the only reason why I have an issue with the deck I'm running is because my brother's also running a pre-built deck, a commander deck,
Mhm.
and his is flowing, popping out mana left and right, and he's getting powerful fast. And my deck is like not doing anything, and
Is
it's
he
either
running? Is he running a Titus deck?
no, he is running a more modern deck. It came out after Edges of Eternity, I
It's
think,
an Edge of
is what
Eternity
he's
deck.
running.
Okay, yeah,
Mhm.
yeah. There's some pretty decent Edge of Eternity. Is it like a robot deck?
No, his is the spaceship. His has a lot of spaceships
Oh,
and
spaceships.
whatnot.
Okay. Yeah. There's a couple different decent decks that are in Edge of Eternities. There's a really good robot one, and then there's a really good spaceship deck too. So
I'm gonna look at getting one of the Aether, one of the newest sets, Aether something. I forgot what it's called, but I gotta wait until next
that's
week.
an older set. Aether
It is?
Drift. Yeah, Aether
Yeah.
Drift is a few sets back. Edge of Eternities is the newest one right now.
Okay, what about Horizons 3?
That one's a little older too. That one's
Okay.
before Final Fantasy. They're
Yeah, I'm
actually
running.
coming out in September. They're coming out with a Spider-Man set.
Nice. My brother has the Fallout set. We both have the Final Fantasy set. I have the Elven Council set from Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
And I just purchased the Baldur's Gate 3 Draconic Descent set.
nice. Yeah, I'm thinking about building an Angel Cleric deck that has Aerith from Final Fantasy, the Aerith card in there.
Oh, yeah. That'd be a good one to build around. I actually
Yeah,
have her.
she's a pretty good cleric. I mean, her whole ability where she gets, every, I think it's like every time somebody gains life, she gets +1/+1, and then when she dies, you can put her +1/+1 counters on other creatures.
Mhm.
So yeah, she can get pretty fun. But there's such good angel cards out there, man.
Oh, yeah, we were looking at individual sellers over at, one of the game stores near us, and they were really nice. But I'm gonna focus on building my own deck once I get the cards I want.
You
Uh,
should. If you really
luckily
if you really wanna make a deck just to destroy your brother, you wanna build it's like Klenko Goblin Lord or something like that. It's a
Mhm.
goblin deck, but yeah, he's so, so strong.
I
So strong.
I just gotta start thinking outside the box because it's a lot of equipment and my mana flow is just horrible, and I hate shuffling 100 card decks. But outside of Magic, I've been doing research of stuff I want to do to Starfield to make the building more intuitive in the game. Uh, but while I was doing that, my Facebook stream decided to pop up a mod called Star Wars Genesis. It's a complete overhaul mod. There's
Okay.
one major issue with that mod. It requires the Starfield version from Steam.
Mm.
Mhm. So, I'm like, "Yeah, that's not gonna do me any good."
So that goblin I was telling you about, it's called Krenko Mob Boss,
Mhm.
and when you tap him, you put X 1 red goblin creature tokens on the battlefield, where X is the number of goblins you control. So basically, every turn you double the number of goblins you have out.
Nice.
It
That'll
gets
make it interesting.
gross really fast, especially if you have like a coat of arms or something like that in there that gives them
Mhm.
+1/+1 for each other goblin. Like it gets nasty fast.
No, it sounds like it. Uh, let's see, I worked a lot. I gamed where I could, mostly more into Magic lately and playing on my PlayStation, playing MLB The Show. And then obviously fitting Pathfinder in on Saturdays because that is my stress relief for the week.
Pathfinder.
Yeah. It's
Is that
for better.
basically like D&D?
Yeah.
Okay. It's
It's
just a
another
different
tabletop.
version.
Yeah, it's another tabletop RPG. I just have to play that because it is my therapeutic murder hobo sessions. So
That's
it
fair.
helps.
That is totally fair.
Yeah. So luckily, it's not been a bad week. This weekend has been really chill. Uh, I'm tired of these 2-day weekends that feel like I've only had 1 day off.
Right?
I want
Especially
to win
since
the
the
lottery.
last
So
couple you've worked.
I know I've been really exhausted lately. Starting tomorrow, hit back to gym hardcore.
Same.
See if that helps.
Same. I actually started last week, but I wasn't doing I gotta get back to the diet because like I'm just not eating good. And this weekend didn't help. Like my watch said I was burning what did it say? I was burning like 1,700 calories a day easy just
Hmm.
from exercise, from the swimming and the chasing my kids around and the cornhole and all that, like easily burning 1,700 extra calories a day. But I still gained like 2 pounds because I ate so bad this week. So bad. So many cookies and brownies and like this morning we had cinnamon rolls. They put out cinnamon rolls for breakfast and I ate like 4 or 5 of them and it was
So for me, I've been maintaining right around 215, give or take a pound or two. Uh, but I need to get back to the gym so I can get the tiredness I've been feeling a lot lately
mhm.
gone. Uh, so, but that's pretty much how my week's been. I found an interesting mod to Minecraft though. It's called the Ultimate Minecraft Power Ranger mod.
What?
Yeah, it's a video on YouTube that was talking about it.
Minecraft. Okay. I haven't played
Yeah,
Minecraft in a hot minute.
it literally adds Angel Grove and all that to the game. And you're
Oh,
dressed up as Power Rangers with their weapons and all that.
get Zords?
I haven't gotten that far into the YouTube video,
Mm-mm.
but it looks interesting.
You
Um,
just you just run around in like red clothing and then like when the monsters come you morph? You get to morph or are you just always Power Rangers?
uh, it it looks like you do morph.
It's morphin' time.
Yeah, because the one I was looking at, it shows Tommy changing into the White Ranger.
Oh, you could be the White
It
Ranger.
actually looks really
Interesting.
cool though. I will I will post the link to the YouTube video so y'all can see it down below. It's
Okay.
by Ghostly, so it's going to be interesting.
Yeah, put it in Discord too.
Oh, I will. I definitely will put it in Discord. And for those of you that are listening, it will be in Discord
Yeah, that's
under the nerdy chat.
one of the games I was considering picking up and playing more of was Vintage Story. The Minecraft like well, the Minecraft on crack like game.
Hmm.
Thought about picking that back up and playing it a little, but again, that's another one that would be a lot more fun with more people. Like
Yeah,
just playing through it by yourself. Minecraft's not fun by yourself,
there's a lot of games out there that are not fun by yourself.
right?
Problem is we work completely opposite shifts right now.
I know. So we can't play a game together because we're never near each other except for
it
on the weekend.
it is tough. Another interesting news article I found is somebody built. Was published in August 12th. Somebody built a Animal Crossing map, 42-acre island. They built it out of Lego.
Hmm. Okay,
Yeah, it looks really, really good, surprisingly.
that's a lot of Legos. 42 acres worth.
It's 42
It's
acre
scaled.
isle. It's
Scaled.
named, yeah, it's named after the isle on
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Animal Crossing.
Gonna say that's a lot of Legos. 42 acres. Like, holy cow! You really, really dedicated there.
Well, I've seen some people build some amazing things that are like 5 or 6 of those really big tables.
Hmm.
They've made a big rectangle and just built this massive Lego city, and it's like, how do you have that time? I don't have that time.
I don't know.
I don't have the money for that many Lego bricks.
Like even the little display that's the Lego Movie when they show like the real world and like what Will Ferrell has there. Like I don't have time to build anything even like that. That's
Uh,
huge.
I know,
Nor do I
but
have the millions of dollars it takes because Legos are expensive.
yeah, luckily now that they don't have the patent for their Lego brick design anymore, more of the what's it called?
Knockoffs.
Competitors, not really knockoffs, but competitors now, since they can make the good ones.
Yeah.
Uh
Duplo or not Duplo. What is it? Mega Blocks.
Mega Blocks, the one that I have called Mold King. There's a lot of them out there.
Yeah. Speaking of time, when are you gonna finish that the Star Destroyer over there?
Yeah, I still got to finish that.
Still
It's,
sitting there a little unfinished.
my brother got me that on Christmas last year, and I still got to finish that.
You gonna finish it within the year?
I'll think about it. The funny thing is the bottom of that Star Destroyer, um, that's over there. That is every piece of brick on there has been adhered using MEK.
Yeah, it would have to. It's so heavy.
Yeah, because the bottom, those flat panels would just break off. So I had to didn't want to use super glue. MEK actually will mm, uh,
On
molecularly bond the plastics together, so they're actually really sturdy.
Yeah, it's heavy. I can only imagine that thing's pretty heavy.
It is. It took muscles to put it right there. If my camera was mobile, I would take it over there and show it, but it's not there.
Yeah.
I could record a short thing on uh, my phone and post it on Discord. Give a closer view of it.
When it's done,
Yeah, when it's done.
if
So,
it's gets done.
well, this is the biggest one I've ever done, and since I
That's what
only
she
have
said. Ooh, I couldn't help myself. Couldn't help myself.
All right, and the last thing I wanted to mention is apparently Peacekeeper is doing really good out there. It's getting good reviews.
Oh yeah, the second season's out now, isn't it?
Mhm.
Or the new season. I think
Second
it's the
season,
second.
season 2.
I still haven't watched season 1. I need to go I don't have the streaming service it's on, so I need to figure it out so I can watch it.
I
But
think it's on. I forgot what it's on.
I think it's on HBO Max.
I do have HBO Max if it's on that. So, well, if you have
I
Disney
don't have
Plus, you
Max.
have HBO Max. Apparently,
Since when?
let
I
me
have
double
Disney
check.
Plus, but I don't have Max. I know if you have Disney Plus, you have Hulu and you
That
have
might be what I'm thinking of.
ESPN Plus.
No, they actually have a new bundle. It's Disney Plus, Hulu, HBO Max bundle.
Oh, I don't have that bundle. I have the one that's Hulu, ESPN Plus, and Disney Plus.
That's the one I run. I don't have this bundle with no ads. It's $30 a month, and I don't get ads, and I pay less than that for my bundle because I've
I
had
get my
Disney
bundle for
Plus.
free through Verizon. It's part of my cell phone service.
Yeah, well,
So
I got mine on launch, and I'm not upgrading it, so my prices stay cheap.
smart. They're getting expensive now. I just got a notification that I guess like either Paramount or Peacock or something like that just went up a bunch.
hmm What's funny about all this is everybody was like, "Let's go to streaming, no commercials, you can skip ahead," and now it's go streaming. You got commercials, you can't skip them. It's like,
Yeah, but now instead of spending like $60 for cable, you're spending 18.99 times 12 for all the different streaming services so that you can watch everything you want to watch and you end up paying way more.
hmm
But you don't have
sadly,
a choice anymore because like you kind of got to do that if you want to watch the shows you want to watch because they're not on regular cable anymore. And
yeah, that's
oh,
how they get us.
that's one of the many ways, or one of the many, yeah, ways that they can get us.
hmm
Well,
Sad
I
day.
actually, just as we were getting ready for the show, also saw an article about a big patch that just came out for Dune Awakening. We've been talking recently about how all the people have been fleeing from the game because of all the many different issues that it has. And apparently, according to the article, it said if you left the game for a specific reason, you might want to check out the patch notes because most of those specific reasons have been addressed and fixed, including adding a lot more of the resources to the deep desert, making it to where you can like actually find things on the quote unquote auction house by searching them by just typing it in. You can sort your own recipes now by typing in like a specific material and it'll show you everything everything you can make that has that material. And they added a lot of quality of life. They stop the people from being able to grief you with their spaceships by making it to where if your spaceships collide, they like bounce apart instead of them just being able to hold you down.
That's
And
smart.
yeah, they've done a lot. The like I didn't even read them all. The page was the patch notes were huge. There's so many things in the patch notes. So
I'll be honest. I haven't found myself wanting to go back to that game at all.
I haven't because of the issues I had, but now that they've fixed a lot of those issues, including adding more materials into the deep desert into the areas where I go, hmm, it's
It might for you, but for me, with I don't know if it's my internet's download speed or what.
there was something in the patch notes about that too, about the loading, like things
The
not loading.
textures, the
Yeah,
textures
the
loading.
texture's not loading, and also the whole like when you know how like you were having that issue whenever where you would like zone from one area to another, it would disconnect you.
hmm
That got fixed. So
I might jump back in, but
I
I've
if I do jump in at this point, I'm gonna have to start over because like I haven't played in so long that I'm sure my shields went offline and the deserts or the storms have probably completely eradicated my base
yeah,
and
I'd probably
all of
start
my
over.
ornithopters and everything will be just like gone.
Yeah, I'd probably have to start over too. But I'm so invested in Starfield again that I think I'm gonna stick with that for a while.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know how you do it, man. I
I
want to get back into it, but I just can't. Like
I jump
I
into random games. I have a stint where I will jump into Halo for like 2 or 3 weeks straight and play that.
see, and I could do that, but I just I got so much time into Starfield that I just it's one of those games where every time I try and jump back into it, like my brain just immediately goes to autopilot and I just start playing through the game without even thinking because like I know exactly where everything is in that game and I could play it with my eyes closed probably and get through the Unity.
See, the thing is I had it's not my game with the most hours. I go back to Elite Dangerous all the time, and it's a lot of the same redundant stuff. But Starfield to me is just relaxing when I just want to relax.
Yeah.
Except for when I have to remember I have to kill a certain mod because one of the mods was bogging down my game. I finally shut that off and deleted it. And now my game runs smooth.
Yeah, I might at some point get like if they the next big content patch that they put out or something, I might jump back in like another expansion or something, but I don't know.
I want to see something real quick.
Kind
I
of
didn't
tough.
look this up.
With the whole
So,
Unity thing, it's hard to add expansions because it's like at this point it's like why is it that when I go through the Unity something new happens now? That doesn't make any sense.
mhm. Let's see. Gamescom schedule. I want to see this because I am hearing that Gamescom is not going to have anything about Starfield,
Probably won't.
which I just want to know if they're still working on it, when they plan on releasing the next big thing. I mean, they keep coming out saying they're promising exciting things for the RPG, but there's no information about what could be down the road.
We gotta be getting pretty close to the 1 year mark from Shattered Space.
When did that one release?
Oh, wow.
Let's see. That released on that one time.
September 30th.
Yeah,
So we're
really
about a
close.
month away from the 1 year of that, and that wasn't even they called it an expansion, but it was just another like
It expanded a little bit, not much.
yeah, we didn't consider it an expansion. Like
It was more like
I
a
considered
modern
it a DLC.
DLC.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
considered it a DLC, not an expansion. And from what I heard, this like what's this thing, Watchtower or something is supposed to be more of an expansion than Shattered Space was, but that's also not official Bethesda release. So like that shouldn't count toward when they release their next expansion, in my opinion.
It's not, but they are taking their time working on it.
Yeah.
I just hope they add more, don't wanna say life, but I hope they add more lore to the game.
I hope to add more life to the game because it's dying fast. It's dying
Wha
as fast as Dune Awakening did.
Nah, it's it had its major hype, and then people died off on it. Just like any other game in modern days, everybody has these big hypes and it dies down. Uh, I think, don't quote me on this, but I think it's going to go the way of it's nowhere near as big as Skyrim was, but they need to add a planet that has Cyrodiil in it. That way you can just land and go and visit ESO. And then they need to add a planet that is, what's another world? See, look, we're talking about crossovers from last week.
So at launch, Starfield exceeded 1 million concurrent players across all
Mhm,
platforms within 24 hours of launch. Okay.
mhm.
It's currently at just under 4,000 concurrent players a day.
Okay.
That's a big drop. Under 4,000 people a day still play that game worldwide. That's
Let's see.
3,746 well, that's on Steam. Concurrent players on Steam in the last 30 days with a peak of 7,000.
Okay. And Skyrim's all-time peak was 69,000. Granted,
All-time peak?
all-time peak 8.8 years ago on Steam. Right now, they're saying about 20,000 play.
Hmm. Now, just I know it's a different type of game, but I just for giggles looked up EverQuest, which is a 26-year-old game. It currently
Mhm.
has 10,000 concurrent players during peak hours on the TLP servers. That's more than double StarCraft, and the game is 26 years old. So, or Starfield, sorry.
StarCraft.
StarCraft, another old one. But yeah, I don't know. Like it's they got to do something to breathe life back into the game and get people playing again because I can't imagine. Well, I mean, I guess the fact that it's single player and they don't have to do anything multiplayer, they'll let it
Mhm.
just go on forever. But like, if it were a multiplayer game, only bringing in 3,700 people a day, the servers wouldn't stay up very long.
What I think they should do, and this is my opinion, they should go and take Starfield, add a co-op to it, and then just say, "Have fun." Because I enjoy playing it. I would like a co-op mode so I could have one friend play with me, but I still like the game. Yes, I've added some mods, but the base game to me was still fun. Uh, we'll
They
see what
literally
happens with Starfield, though.
the door is wide open. Like seriously, the door is wide open. The way that they wrote the game with the whole Starborn being able to come through the unities and stuff,
Mhm.
they literally made it wide open for multiplayer because all they have to do would be to add multiplayer would be to explain that oh somebody else came through the unity into your game.
Yeah,
Ta-da! And you could play together. Like it wouldn't be hard.
they would just be another Starborn.
Yeah, just another Starborn that came through the unity into your world.
Yeah, but it's just the story of going multiplayer wouldn't be bad. The part is the uh, getting it all together on the back end.
Yeah, writing it to where like quests give multiple rewards, like each person gets a
Yeah,
reward.
the
But it wouldn't
actual
be
s
hard.
I wouldn't know, I'm not a game developer, I
I
don't know
don't
how
feel
long
like it would be hard to make it to where both people get a reward instead of just one. Like I don't think that should be hard.
but you also have to write it up to where now they could go on the route of Halo, where Halo 1 never acknowledges the second player when you're running co-op, but,
True.
they could set it up to where what's another game that's had co-op where they added it later on? Can't think of one.
They could do it like the way that like From Software does it with like Elden Ring and stuff where you just join each other for certain things and then go back out and then you could join back in for another certain thing to where like I don't know.
It'd be one of those where they'd have to write into one player hosting the other player.
Right.
Uh, that would come down to software on the host system, but I've played plenty of games where that's not a problem.
Yeah, I don't think of it. I just don't think it would be that hard.
I don't
But
know.
they've
I'm not
never
a
done
game
it with any
developer.
of their other games. Like they didn't do it with Skyrim. That ended up having to be a mod thing. They didn't do it with Fallout. I don't think they're gonna do it.
They won't. I wish they would because I would love to have a co-op where me and a friend run around in the world.
They're like, "Oh, you wanna play co-op Fallout? Here, play Fallout 76."
And Fallout 76, while yes, it's not a bad game, it is not a co-op game because I can't build a city or build a camp that will stay present when I'm not there without somebody else destroying stuff.
Yeah.
All right, so let's get to our main topic.
Anyway, main topic.
So I don't know where I got this from. I was just Googling up topics for us to talk about this week because I didn't do any research during the week whatsoever on what kind of topic we should run.
And I've been super busy myself.
So I came across some fan theories I was rabbit holing, and I was like, you know what? Let's do a fan theory topic for this show. And I think it'll be interesting. And it's going to be TV and movie fan theories. We'll talk about video game fan theories on a different episode. But there's a lot of interesting ones out there. In a short amount of time of just Googling, I found like several pages of them. Let's see. Screen Rant. They usually have some good ones. All right, we'll start off with some dark ones from Screen Rant.
Some dark ones. Ooh, I like dark ones. I like to get dark.
Here's one. So you've heard of Malcolm in the Middle, obviously,
Mm-hmm.
and you've heard of Breaking Bad.
Oh yeah,
This
I've heard this fan theory before.
There's a fan theory. Walter White from Breaking Bad is actually Malcolm from Malcolm in the Middle.
Is Malcolm?
Yeah.
See, I've heard a fan theory that he was like the dad, and that he was in hiding and like witness protection, and like he ended up was the dad because it's the same guy. Obviously, Bryan Cranston plays both,
Mm-hmm.
but he's
But-
Malcolm now. Okay, Malcolm is super smart.
Yeah, this theory purposes that Walter White is in fact the grown-up version of Malcolm. This idea finds some evidence in the shared attributes between them: intelligence, stubbornness, an affinity for chemistry, and a knack for manipulation. Considering
Okay.
that Malcolm might naturally grow up to resemble his father, this theory gains a bit more plausibility.
Except for that they're rebooting the Malcolm in the Middle show, and he's going to be in it as a grown up. So that's going to kill that theory.
True. That will kill that theory, sadly. But here's another one. From It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, which I don't know much about that show. I haven't watched it. But
I've
I
never
know
seen
there's a
that
lot
show.
of people out there that have. Mac, Dee, and Dennis don't look like the actors who actually played them. This theory suggests that the true appearances of the characters Dennis, Mac, and Dee do not align with how they perceive themselves in the show. The reason for the stark contrast is due to their inflated egos. They are seen by the viewer as they see themselves. However, in reality, Mac is scrawny, Dennis is unattractive, and Dee grapples with severe scoliosis, requiring a back brace. Oh, here's one for
That
you.
would probably make more sense if I knew who any of those characters were. I've never seen that show.
I agree. So you've seen The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, though.
Oh, I've seen every episode.
I love that episode. Dude, it has one of the most heart-wrenching scenes I've ever seen in any TV series.
It has a couple of the most heart-wrenching scenes.
Well, the one I'm thinking of is where Will's dad walks out again.
Yep.
And he's
That's
yelling.
one of them.
Yeah, that is one of the most heart-wrenching. And then the end when he moves out is another one.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Brutal.
That was a really well done show. But this one says purposes that The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air takes place in the afterlife. Let's see. This imaginative theory offers a dark perspective, suggesting that Will died during the fateful fight during the song. Instead of relocating to an affluent California community, he journeys to the afterlife. The taxi driver serving as his escort represents God guiding him to the kingdom of heaven. This interpretation potentially sheds light on the show's reality-bending quirks, such as Aunt Viv's sudden transformation mid-series.
Oh, gosh. Any fan of the show knows why that happened, but
yeah.
Yeah.
You've seen Bob's Burgers?
A few episodes. It's not one of my
And this one's purposing that Bob from Bob's Burgers is experiencing hallucinations. He's having a bad psychotic break.
I mean, that could make sense.
Oh, here's an interesting one. The
Oh.
Simpsons.
Oh gosh.
Homer has been in a coma since season 4 is what this one's proposing. Let's see. Homer's coma becomes the focus of an intriguing fan theory. Uh, According to this hypothesis, Homer never emerged from his comatose state, and every subsequent episode is told from his subconscious. This
Would
theory
explain why for 25 years they never aged.
yeah, this theory observes a shift in the show's tone toward heightened absurdity post 1993. It suggests the celebrity cameos are a result of Homer overhearing his family discussing stars like Lady Gaga in the hospital room.
Hmm.
That I wonder if that person played Driver 3 and then watched The Simpsons, because that's the premise of Driver 3, is where you're a cop that's in a coma and everything that's happening in the game is happening in your mind.
Hmm.
And everything that's happening in the helicopter and police chase and everything is actually being shown on the TV in your hospital room. All right. So number 5 from Saved by the Bell. You remember that show?
Of course I remember that. Another one I've seen every single episode countless times.
Zach is an unpopular kid who fantasized about being cool.
No. Zach was cool.
Oh, let's see. It starts with the early series, Good Morning Miss Bliss, where Zach was a troubled student. And then when Saved by the Bell came along, Zach's character changed dramatically. The theory suggests that Saved by the Bell is Zach's way of escaping reality, a dream world where he doesn't have to face the challenges of his current life.
That's a stretch.
Yeah, because they're saying it questions the show's departure from reality, portraying Zach's transformation into a likable figure at Bayside High.
I mean, even in the beginning, he was likable and he had tons of friends right from the very first episode.
Yeah. So there's 2 fan theories I've seen on the next show
Okay.
that involve Phoebe.
Oh,
Friends.
friends. Okay.
I said her name and you
I
immediately knew what I was talking about.
I've heard a lot of fan theories about Friends. Yeah.
All right. One of them that I saw was it's all in Phoebe's mind. She's imagining it all. I don't know where they got that one because I don't really see it. Let's see. Do I have that article up? Yep. So every aspect of Friends completely exists only in Phoebe's head because she's a homeless artist. That's what they're using.
So she's making up all these friends and all these
Yep.
cool things that her and her friend group do because she sees all of them at the coffee shop and wishes she was part of their crew.
Yep.
Yeah, I've heard that one.
From user Reddit user Dubay21. As a homeless artist, she noticed a group having a good time in a coffee shop and placed herself in their group and gave backstories to them all. But the entire series is a story she's making up.
I actually saw a pretty cool interview about Friends
Mm-hmm.
there where they talked about how Jennifer Aniston and David Schwimmer both actually had like a crush on each other in the first season, but at any given time, one of them was always dating somebody, so they couldn't like have an actual relationship in good conscience. So they took all of their feelings that they actually had for each other and put them into those two characters.
Huh.
And this was an interview where like Jennifer Aniston was saying this. This is what
Yeah.
happened. Like,
It's
and
not
like
fan theory. It's
they
real.
kept that whole like thing under wraps for like 26 years or something like that. That they actually like had a huge crush on each other in the beginning.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
So this fan theory on Screen Rant says Phoebe isn't really friends with the other 5 characters. Actually, it's pretty much it's the same theory, but this one goes into more detail. So really, it's only one theory that I'm talking about instead of multiple. Says she's a homeless woman spending her days around Central Park, observing the friends from afar, often under the influence. seeking shelter under six brightly colored umbrellas during a rainstorm. It echoes the show's opening credits. This theory presents a disturbing yet speculative perspective on Phoebe's her idolized dream life, and her longing for companionship. But speaking to Entertainment Tonight, co-creator Marta Kaufman, however, dismissed it as an insane idea. All right, from Full House.
Oh, boys.
Man, they're ruining a lot. These fan theories ruining a lot of our shows from when we were growing up. Joey is the father of the Tanner sisters. Have you heard that one?
Mm, no, but
All
that's
right.
not. There's no way.
All three daughters have blue eyes and blonde hair, different from their brown-eyed, brown-haired dad, while their mother Pam seems to have blonde hair as well. The chances of Danny and Pam having one child with these traits is 1 in 16. Therefore, having three is unlikely. The theory suggests Joey, who's not a biological family member but has blue eyes and blonde hair, might have influenced the gene pool.
Oh, don't ruin my childhood. No,
All
that never happened.
right. You watch The Office much?
I've watched some of it, yeah.
You
And I
know,
know that there's a lot of weird theories around The Office as well.
this one is Toby is the Scranton Strangler. But I think I could see that one based on the show too. His absence during the Strangler's police chase involving a car like his own is suspicious. Toby helping imprison George Howard Scub and mysteriously confessing during a jail visit adds fire to the theory. At a viewing party, his unexplained absence and a strange phone call raise even more questions. The theory suggests Toby might have tried to confess while watching an innocent man get caught. His later role as a juror and becoming a crime novelist adds layers to his character.
I'm not saying Toby was the Strangler. I'm just saying you've never seen the two in the same room at the same time.
True. And then the last one Screen Rant has is from Frasier.
Okay.
Martin is faking his leg injury. Let's see. His constant refusal to partake in these exercises went beyond laziness, as described in a popular Reddit theory. This theory posits a strategic motive behind Martin's intentional avoidance to sustain Daphne's presence for Niles and extend his living situation in Frasier's apartment. They're using flashbacks depicting his solitary past as shedding light on his aversion to returning to such a state.
Hmm.
It's plausible, but it can also be considered a reach. There's but that was all TV series. I want to find one with a movie. The Big Bang Theory, according to Reddit, Penny is oh God. Penny is a CIA agent.
Oh, so I got one for you. There is a fan theory that Willy Wonka is a serial killer.
I could
The
see
theory
it with the things that happen.
The theory suggests that Willy Wonka's seemingly whimsical chocolate factory is actually a facade for a darker, more sinister enterprise. Some fans point to the boat ride scene as evidence of Wonka's madness and potential for violence.
That whole series is the whole movie is a penchant for his wackiness and his penchant to violence.
Huh. Okay. So, Fight Club. The narrator, Calvin, is actually Calvin from Calvin and Hobbes. This theory suggests that the narrator from Fight Club is actually the grown-up version of the comic strip character Calvin, and that his imaginary friend Hobbes becomes a more violent character, Tyler Durden.
Wow.
Okay.
Uh, that's a well thought out one, though. Donkey from Shrek may be one of the boys from Pleasure Island that was transformed into a donkey in Pinocchio.
Yeah, I've seen that one. I have actually heard that one.
Most of the characters in Shrek are from fairy tales or nursery rhymes, as we all know. He
Mhm.
seems to have memories of being a human. He remembers wedgies and swirlies. Despite the fact that other animals can talk, a talking donkey is treated like an anomaly. And when Donkey and Puss in Boots switch bodies, Puss can't control his hee haws, much like the boys from Pleasure Island.
That makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
The Pixar theory that all of the movies are connected in one way or another.
I could see that one though.
See, I've never heard this one before. Like they say that, for example, Boo from Monsters Inc. might be the witch from Brave who is obsessed with finding Sully. But I have heard that Boo from Monsters Inc. grows up to be Andy's mom.
I've seen one where Boo from Boo's the blue one or the green one. He's the blue one. There's one I heard that uh you actually see Boo's fur in one of the other movies.
Right?
Brave, I think. I don't think so. That's the one you were just talking about. But there was one where if you go dark, you can go dark. There's one that says Boo from Monsters Inc. is also Violet from The Incredibles.
What in the world? The Home Alone theory. This theory suggests that Kevin McAllister, the boy who defends his home from the burglars in Home Alone, grows up to become the jigsaw killer in the Saw franchise because he likes to set up elaborate traps for people.
Wait, what?
Yeah, that Kevin McAllister grows up to be the jigsaw killer from Saw
I could see that though.
because of all the elaborate booby traps and things that he likes to set up. I kind of like that one.
What
I
if the
want that
dark
to be true now.
I know, right? Let's see. Obviously, there's this one that a lot of people have already debunked, but Jurassic Park, the kid who Alan Grant scares shitless in Jurassic Park grows up to be Owen Grady from Jurassic World.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there's all sorts of theories out there. While we're going over these, if there's one that y'all like, let us know. Go to our Discord, share it. Uh, Reach out to us. We'd love to hear these. Discord.gg/Raw
Raw
Podcast. I forgot the name of our
Jar
show for a second.
Jar Jar Binks is actually a Sith Lord.
Dude, I've seen that one everywhere, and I've actually seen animations about that, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, he like people say that he was in fact a skilled villain the whole time. There are a number of curiously convincing pieces of supporting evidence, such as his chaotic fumbling movements that shockingly managed to defeat opponents in battle somehow resemble the fighting style of Zhu Quine or drunken boxing.
Mm-hmm.
He uses hand gestures when trying to convince people of things, which Jedi's do. He ends up insinuating himself into a senatorial position, ultimately placing himself in to take over for Palpatine.
It would that would be if Disney actually did that and showed that he was actually a real villain. That would be the most epic villain ever. Because in the animated series, The Clone Wars, he was actually not that bad of a character like he was in the movies.
Yeah, I
Uh,
mean,
Yeah, there's a lot of 'em. Let's see, this one is a Harry Potter one about the Weasleys. The reason why
Okay.
the Weasleys always get sorted to Gryffindor house is because they're direct descendants of Godric Gryffindor himself.
The Weasleys are?
That's their theory.
Hmm.
I saw one that said for the Lion King that Simba is directly responsible for the drought that hit the Pride Lands.
Well, I like this one. In Marvel, Stan Lee is actually the Watcher.
I mean, he's everywhere.
Yeah, because he shows up in everything.
Yeah, true. Let's see. Toy Story. Andy's parents are divorcing.
Hmm.
That's an interesting one. I never really saw that, but you never see his or hear his dad.
Yeah, you don't. You never hear his dad. You only hear his mom.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. That could be. I don't hate that.
It's I don't know that one. I don't know that one. People are like, "What are you talking about?"
Take it
Yeah,
out.
you said that one. I mentioned that one. Snoke is Plagueis. Plagueis. I don't think that one's a good one. I wish they would have gone more into Snoke's backstory. 'Cause I want to
Yeah.
know how he got created. How he became what he is. Let's see. Here's a funny one. Squidward from the Pineapple Under the Sea is secretly great at playing the clarinet. He just is too poor to afford a good one.
Yeah, I came across another Harry Potter one too that apparently everyone knows about how Dumbledore dies in the sixth movie, but there's hints of his death spoiled in the third movie. Because there's a Christmas dinner with various people involved, and Sybil Trelawney joins the party. Before she sits down, she is frightened because there are already 12 people sitting at the table, and 13 people sitting at the same table brings misery. She does not sit down and mentions that the first of those 13 people to stand up would die. In order to calm her down, Dumbledore stands up and leaves the table. But then later on, like later on, they're all sitting together, and there's 13 people at the table, and Dumbledore gets up and he's the first one to leave, and he's also the first one to die.
So the order people leave that table is the order everyone
No, it's
dies.
just if there's 13 people sitting together, she
Ah,
predicts that if
okay.
13 people sit together, the first person to get up and leave will die. And then there's another scene to like lend some credibility to that. There's another scene where the Order are all sitting together, and Sirius Black gets up and leaves, and then he also dies. So
That is a really good, interesting theory, and it's
I don't know
backed
if it's
by
a necessarily a
fact.
yeah, I don't know if it's necessarily a fan theory or if it's just something that people
Have noticed.
didn't didn't like
It's
catch until later. Yeah,
the foretelling that they're putting out there.
yeah, maybe it
So
was supposed to be there, and
talking about uh that movie series and that book series, I saw a meme out there that was quite literally a picture of Voldemort,
mhm.
and he goes, and it's a picture of Geralt from The Witcher.
Geralt.
And yeah, and he goes, "Who are you?" And Geralt goes, "Some kid in glasses paid me a coin."
I saw that one. I did see that one.
Yeah, that one made me funny. It made me laugh. All right,
That one
so
made you funny, huh?
it made
Okay.
me it made me funny. I can't talk tonight. All right,
Yeah,
everybody. So
I think it's that time.
it is that time. It is late for us, and it's been a fun show. That the fan theories turned out to be more entertaining than I thought they would be.
Yeah, they're pretty. Some of them are pretty hilarious.
Some of them
Like,
are way out there, and you're like, what?
yeah, I came across a couple funny ones that I didn't even mention, but they were like, I mean, they're so out there. Some people just think of some of the craziest things, man.
Hmm. Or some people pick up on some of the smallest hints that nobody else sees, and it's like, where are you getting this stuff from?
Yeah, just the tiniest nuances. There's like, I just thought of something.
Hmm. All right, everybody. So if you're watching this on YouTube, please hit that like and subscribe button. It helps us out with the algorithm, and it helps us get more popular to get more ideas for shows that y'all want to see.
Mhm.
Also, as I mentioned earlier, discord.gg/raw podcast is the place to be, especially if you want to talk to us. I'll point to the camera since you're not in the same room as me. If you want,
Us?
if you want to talk to us, yeah, there you go. Us on the screen. If you want to talk to us, Discord, that's the place to be. We talk to everybody. Help. Last week we talked about, man, my mind just went blank. Last week we talked about crossovers, and today a couple of the guys brought up, or yesterday or Friday, one of the days, brought up Breaking Bad and Narcos crossover, and Castlevania meets Dark Souls crossover.
Yeah.
Yeah,
My favorite was the Boba Fett
Predator
and
crossover.
Predator crossover. That we had fun with that one for a little while,
Predator, the last thing the Predator ever saw, and it's a picture of Boba Fett in the Predator screen.
right?
Yeah, so we actually interact with everybody. We would love to interact with y'all. So feel free to hit us up. Um, if you want to email us about business opportunities, interviews, anything like that, we will interview people that about anything nerdy. We keep it in the nerdy realm. We will not cover politics, religion, or any of those other major divisive topics.
Yeah. We're
Um,
not here to make anybody mad.
yep, we are here to talk about nerdism. Uh, our email for that is podcastraw@gmail.com. Man, why can't everything be simple? Why can't I write this stuff down and keep it open right in front of my face?
It should be right at the bottom of the
It should be, but like I said, why can't I keep it right in front of my face?
yeah, our
All right.
footnote.
X, it's at Podcast Raw, but we're not highly active on X.
Yeah.
Facebook, Raw Podcasts. It's also where I post some of the updates about the show. Instagram, anytime
Raw,
we go out and do raw nerdy things, that's where we
post
post it.
them. Raw
And,
Podcast 1.
and then you can reach me anywhere as some variation of Rook or Tomcat, Rook 213 or Tomcat 213.
And you can find me pretty much anywhere as the Archon 606, including Instagram, where my wife has told me I need to start posting more. So I've actually started posting a lot more there lately. So
You
yeah,
have.
see more of the daily life of Archon on Instagram now.
I went on to our Instagram on uh Raw Nerdy, and the first thing that popped up was all your posts.
Nice.
All right, everybody. Well, y'all have a great night, and like always, y'all stay nerdy.
Have a great week, guys.